Welcome to the deep dive. We're plunging headfirst into fascinating topics, pulling out the best insights for you.
And today, it's quite a world we're entering. Mystery, centuries of history, incredible wealth.
And supernatural forces all tangled together. We're talking about a dynasty built not just on money, but inherited powers and
Mm.
this really enigmatic entity shaping their destiny.
That's right, the Mayfair family of New Orleans. It's a saga just filled with intrigue, magic, real human drama.
And for this deep dive, we've got a wealth of material documents, personal accounts, investigative reports. We're drawing heavily from excerpts of The Witching Hour.
Yeah, it's a rich source. Our goal today is basically to navigate this complex story with you.
We want to unpack the connections, the family, their powers, this shadowy figure binding them. We'll pull out some surprising facts, maybe a few aha moments for you.
Definitely. And to really get it, you have to start with maybe one of the most tragic figures, Deirdre Mayfair.
Okay, so where do we begin with Deirdre?
Well, a good starting point is through the eyes of her doctor. He's assigned to her in this neglected Mayfair mansion in New Orleans.
Right, and what does he find?
He finds Deirdre in a state described as mute catatonic, her eyes barely moving, hands and feet just limp on the floor. It's bleak.
And the house itself sounds like it sets a mood.
Oh, yeah. Immediately unsettling. It's choked by thorny bougainvillea. You've got these cherubs, streaks with slime. The doctor's concerned it quickly shifts into something else. Unease, maybe.
And the staff there, they seem to know more than they're letting on, don't they?
Exactly. That's what struck me, too. There's this hidden layer. The nurse, for instance, she gives the doctor this superior knowing smile.
And tells him what?
Basically, no one who's ever worked in this house would try to steal from Deirdre, even though she seems completely helpless. It's like they're protecting her, or maybe protecting something around her.
And then he sees someone.
Yes. His first glimpse of this mysterious man standing back in the shadows of the open front porch.
How's he described?
Tall, slender, clothes beautifully fitted. It's chilling from the start.
So it's not just a rundown house with a sick patient. Things start happening.
Right. Weird things. The doctor drops a syringe, breaks it for seemingly no reason. He feels the staff watching him, judging him almost.
Like he's losing it.
Yeah, he actually thinks, you think I'm going crazy too. The pressure is immense.
But then comes the clincher.
The absolute undeniable moment. Deirdre, who's been catatonic, whispers one word.
Lasher.
Exactly, Lasher. A name the doctor had seen carved into a tree outside, scrolled in dust on a table inside.
A name she shouldn't know, couldn't possibly know in her state.
It just shatters his whole medical understanding. This isn't just illness.
So he becomes convinced Lasher is real, not just a figment.
Utterly convinced. He says he had seen a solid, living being there. Young, maybe 25, fair skin, like Deirdre's.
But there was something else, something really strange about his appearance.
Yes, this is deeply unsettling. The man's clothes and his skin, his flesh, they seemed made from the same thing. Unaccountably smooth.
Like he wasn't entirely human, or not entirely physical in our sense.
Something like that. It implies a being not quite of our world. And the doctor starts to believe this. This specter, Lasher, was actively protecting her.
Protecting her how?
Even stopping her from getting sedatives. Interfering with her medical care, essentially.
Wow. That would completely overturn everything for a doctor.
Absolutely. It leaves him questioning his sanity, his science, everything. He just wishes he was home, in Maine, far away from all this.
It's a rational mind hitting an irrational wall. Hard.
Precisely. And while he's dealing with that, somewhere else, another life is about to take a dramatic turn.
Okay, who's this?
Michael Curry. He's a successful contractor out in San Francisco, specializes in restoring old Victorian houses. His business is called Great Expectations.
Sounds like he had a good life going.
Yeah, very contented, pretty ordinary, really, until what the sources call the big event.
And drowning.
Yes, at Ocean Beach, which is known for being dangerous. He drowns, and bizarrely, he's thinking about New Orleans right before it happens.
And he has a near-death experience.
A profound one. He describes rising upwards, weightless, looking down at his own body with this sublime detachment. It wasn't just oxygen deprivation, it felt like something more.
A transformation.
A massive one. When he comes back, he's changed. But not in a peaceful way, not at first.
He gets this psychic ability, right, through touch.
Yeah, and it's overwhelming, an absolute sensory overload. Anyone he touches, bam, he gets these flashes of information, visions, emotions, initially meaningless, but just crippling.
That sounds awful. Like, you couldn't function.
Pretty much. It threatened his sanity. Imagine getting bits of someone's whole life story just by brushing their hand. It wasn't a gift. It felt like a curse.
So he shuts himself off.
Becomes isolated, yeah. A prisoner of the house on Liberty Street is how it's put. He's desperate to remember that other place, the Rome he'd seen out there during the drowning. He feels he was sent back for a purpose.
How does he cope day to day?
The only way he can find any peace is by wearing gloves. To physically block the input, suppress the visions.
What a life change. From successful contractor to this.
Incredible contrast. And it's this extreme situation that eventually steers him towards another remarkable person.
Dr. Rowan Mayfair.
Exactly. Brilliant neurosurgeon. Straight A student at Berkeley. Chose neurological research.
Yeah.
The height of logic, science.
But she's got her own connection to the supernatural, even if she doesn't fully realize it yet.
Deeply connected. We see it in that dramatic rescue of Michael Curry. She's out on her boat, the Sweet Christine.
And she pulls him out of the water.
Against all odds. Violent waves, he's clinically dead. But she has this incredible diagnostic sense, this gut feeling. There is life in there. And she finds the strength to haul him onto the deck. It's more than just adrenaline.
Okay, so she has healing powers, intuition, but there's a darker side too, isn't there?
Oh, yes. This is where it gets really complex. And frankly, quite scary. Rowan has strong telepathic powers and healing powers, but she also carries this ghastly power to take life.
Ghastly power. What does that mean?
It seems like an involuntary surge of destructive energy. She can potentially kill, sometimes without even meaning to. Her own touch can be a weapon.
That must create a terrible conflict for a doctor, a healer.
Absolutely. A deep inner conflict. She chose healing, but she has this potential for destruction. The sources hint at past incidents.
Like what?
She says chillingly, "I killed that old woman," referring to an unintended death in her past. And she clarifies, "I didn't even hate Karen Garfield," suggesting another accidental, uncontrolled event. It underscores how involuntary and terrifying this power is for her.
And this power, it's part of her family legacy, the one she was kept from.
Yes, her secret legacy. She was adopted by Ellie and Graham Mayfair, taken away to California, made to sign a paper promising never to go back to New Orleans.
Why? Who arranged that?
Her adoptive mother, Ellie, actually paid Carlotta Mayfair, her biological great-aunt, to ensure Rowan never came home. A desperate move to sever that connection, maybe protect her from the family's history.
But Ellie's death changes things.
It's the catalyst. Despite the signed promise, Ellie's death spurs Rowan to explore her origins, to go back to New Orleans. The pull of family, of her true identity, is too strong.
Which brings us to the Talamasca, this organization that's been watching the Mayfairs.
Right. Enter Aaron Leitner. He's described as a nice gentleman from England. He's a Talamasca agent, and he specifically seeks out Michael Curry.
How does Michael react? He's wearing gloves, trying to avoid contact.
He's resistant at first, understandably, but Aaron is persistent, calm. He also has a mild mind-reading ability, which helps him navigate these situations, not full telepathy, more like empathetic insight.
Tell us more about the Talamasca. They're ancient, right?
Very old. An old organization dating back to the 11th century, primarily historians focused on psychic research.
But they don't get involved.
Their purpose is mostly to observe and keep an immense archive of information. They typically avoid direct intervention. They have this code, described as being dogmatic only when it comes to defending our lack of dogma. They want the facts, the truth, above all.
Okay, so Aaron finds Michael. What happens?
Aaron presents Michael with the Mayfair Witches file. Basically, centuries of documented Mayfair history.
And Michael uses his power on the file. Or on Aaron.
On Aaron, surprisingly. Just through contact, maybe shaking hands, or Aaron handing him the file, Michael uses his touch power and picks up on Aaron's own anxieties. Something about the Knights Templar.
Wow. So his power isn't just historical data. It's immediate, personal.
Incredibly intimate. It shows the depth of his ability right away.
What does Aaron tell Michael about the Mayfairs and Lasher?
This is key. Aaron confirms the Talamasca know all about Lasher. He's been attached to the Mayfair family for generations. He can kill people.
Right.
And crucially, he's waiting for Rowan.
Waiting for Rowan. Why?
Aaron suggests Rowan might be unique, maybe the first of her kind to be able to kill entirely on her own without that creature's aid.
So her power is independent of Lasher, potentially.
Potentially. And Aaron believes they are coming together, that Rowan and Lasher are on a collision course.
What does Aaron want Michael to do?
He wants Michael to be a mediator, to share the Talamasca file with Rowan. Because Michael himself feels this pull, this sense that he is meant to intervene, Destiny seems to be calling.
To really grasp this, we need to go way back, don't we? To the beginning of the Mayfair line and Lasher.
Exactly. Centuries back.
Yeah.
To the 17th century, Deborah Mayfair. She was a healer in France, but eventually burned as a witch.
And she was the first one connected to Lasher.
She had him as her daemon, like a familiar spirit, but powerful, ancient, something she could, to some extent, control.
And the Talamasca were involved even then.
Yes, through Peter Van Abel. He was the agent who recorded her story, but he got personally entangled.
How so?
Forbidden love, and even an incestuous relationship with Deborah's daughter, Charlotte. This directly links the Talamasca, through blood, to the Mayfair line that eventually reached Louisiana. Explains their enduring interest, perhaps.
Okay, so Charlotte, Deborah's daughter, what was her connection to Lasher?
She lived in the 18th century, on a big plantation in Saint-Domingue, Haiti. Peter's writings describe her wielding power over the wind, which was Lasher. She could create storms.
So Lasher's role is changing, from a controlled daemon to a force being channeled.
It seems like it. Peter writes about his bondage to Charlotte, this intoxicating, dangerous power she possessed. Lasher seems more integrated into her abilities.
Then the family moves to Louisiana.
Yes, Marie Claudette Mayfair brings the lineage over, and then you get figures like Marguerite.
What was she known for?
A gaunt and somewhat frightening figure. She had the famous Mayfair emerald, this heirloom jewel often associated with the family's power, and she was accused of practicing black arts learned in Haiti. The connection to voodoo and Caribbean magic runs deep.
Then we jump forward to Julian Mayfair. He sounds like quite a character.
Oh, definitely. 19th, early 20th century. A powerful patriarch described as flamboyant, like a stage actor. He seemed to almost perform his psychic abilities, making objects fly, blurring lines.
A showman with real power.
Seems like it. He had a complicated personal life, lots of lovers, visits to Storyville, the red light district, added to the scandal. But it was his female relatives, really, who started the ghost stories around the First Street house.
And he's connected to the next generation.
Likely the biological father of Mary Beth, even though she had an official father. The lines get blurry.
Okay, Mary Beth Mayfair, what was she like? Striking looks, like Ava Gardner and Joan Crawford, but known for her coldness, a businesslike attitude. Very different from Julian. Carlotta, her niece, is said to have inherited that coldness.
Did she have powers?
Oh, yes. She reportedly had a magic purse that always had gold coins in it. Literal magic, provoking wealth. And she was practical about it, too, going into the French Quarter to consult with voodooienne, other practitioners.
So she embraced the power, but in a controlled, almost corporate way.
You could say that. Then comes Stella Mayfair, early 20th century. Very different again.
How so? She was beguiling and seductive, known for reading minds and throwing these wild, scandalous parties, bootleg liquor, jazz age abandon, a much more carefree, maybe reckless use of the power.
But her story ends tragically.
Very. Her violent death is described as having effectively broken the Mayfair witch's power for a time. She was the first gifted descendant to die young and violently, a major turning point, a trauma for the family.
And her daughter was Antha.
Antha Mayfair, mid-20th century. She was actually a promising writer, published in the New Yorker, but her life was chaotic.
What happened to her?
Committed to an asylum while pregnant. And there are allegations that Carlotta tried to abort her baby, Antha's baby, who would become Deirdre.
Carlotta again. Trying to control things.
Desperately. Which brings us back to Carlotta, the stern aunt. We see her motive now, trying to break the chain of this dangerous family influence, especially after Stella's death and Antha's troubles.
So her control over Deirdre, keeping Rowan away, it was all about stopping Lasher.
That seems to be her driving motivation. She's known for that straightforward manner, that coldness, making an accusation as soon as she sees you. It's defensive, born out of this long, hard fight.
Let's focus on Lasher himself for a moment. What is he exactly?
That's the billion-dollar question, isn't it? The sources suggest he isn't static. He learns. He has a character through which he learns. There's even speculation he might have a soul.
He's evolving.
Seems so. And crucially, his primary goal, the thing he wants above all else, is to be human.
To be human how?
He needs the Mayfair women. He desires their help to make this transformation happen. It's been his goal for centuries.
But the Talamasca see this as a deception.
Absolutely. They understand his tactics.
Yeah.
They'll promise to be your slave, your servant. But as they warn, it's a lie, my dear, a vicious lie.
What's the real danger, according to them?
He'll make you his and drive you mad if you refuse to do his will.
Oh.
It's manipulation, pure and simple. using desire against the very people he needs.
But wait, if it's all a lie, how do we explain the times he seems to protect the Mayfairs? Like the doctor believed he was protecting Deirdre.
That's the contradiction, isn't it? It makes him so complex. His impact is undeniable. Tied to the family for generations, influencing things, appearing to different members, sometimes protecting, sometimes causing chaos.
And he has tangible power.
He can affect the physical world, kill people, alter matter, even possess dead bodies, according to the Talamasca files. He's incredibly powerful and incredibly persistent.
And all this plays out against the backdrop of New Orleans. The city feels like more than just a location.
Oh, completely. It's intrinsically linked to the Mayfair's identity, their history. It's almost a character itself. The atmosphere damp and alien, yet holding this vibrant ecstasy. For someone like Michael returning home, it breathes their past.
You see it in the architecture, too.
Definitely. The massive mansions, the graceful old houses, many moldering, neglected. It mirrors the family's own history, grandeur and decay, side by side.
And specific details like the First Street house.
That keyhole doorway, yeah. It directly mirrors the design of the Mayfair tomb in Lafayette Cemetery. That connection between home and death, it's right there in the stone.
Michael has his own personal connection to the city, right?
Deeply personal. His childhood neighborhood, the Irish Channel, he finds it's now a jungle of weeds, a real contrast to the Garden District where the Mayfair house stands. It's part of his own journey of rediscovery, layered onto the city's history.
So, Michael and Rowan are both drawn back to this city, this history.
Michael seeking answers about his powers. Rowan drawn back after Ellie's death, Deirdre's funeral. It feels like an ancestral summons for both of them.
And when they finally meet,
The connection is immediate, intense. Michael's presence becomes electrically erotic to Rowan. His body quickened and wanted her.
it's more than just attraction, though.
Much more. It's like they instantly recognize something in each other. Their extraordinary circumstances create this space for openness, understanding. They get each other's burdens in a way few others could.
And they find a shared goal.
Yes, restoring the First Street house. Because it's this symbolic act, reclaiming their legacy, maybe. Bringing life back to it.
But there's tension, too. Michael feels like things are predetermined.
He keeps getting this feeling that it's all planned. This unnerving sense of destiny at play. Meanwhile, Rowan is fighting her own battle.
With her power.
Yeah, that ghastly power. She desperately wants to rein in completely, to choose healing, not harm. She wants to build this Mayfair Medical Center that's her dream, her assertion of control.
Despite all this, the history, the danger, they decide to get married.
They do. They feel this connection is so strong, there's no point in waiting. It's a leap of faith amidst all the darkness.
So they move into the First Street house, start the restoration.
Yes, and for Michael, it's initially a joy, a dream to do it without a budget. He's uncovering history, old New Orleans red bricks, original blueprints.
But the house holds dark secrets.
It really does. They find these filthy jars with horrible things inside, leftovers from Marguerite's time in her practices. A chilling reminder of the past.
And something else, much worse.
They find a skeleton hidden in the house. It's later identified as Stuart Townsend, a Talamasca agent who vanished years before while investigating the family.
The house is literally holding bodies.
It's not just a home. It's a repository of secrets, even a tomb. And Rowan starts to feel it.
Yeah, what?
A presence there, someone near. She senses Lasher. And in this incredibly brave moment, she confronts the feeling, whispers out loud, "Show yourself to me."
Wow. Stepping right up to the danger.
Asserting her own presence, her own power, perhaps.
It all comes back to this idea of a Mayfair curse, doesn't it? This inherited power of witchcraft.
Yes, this feeling of a predetermined path, a burden passed down through generations that seems almost impossible to escape.
And Carlotta tried so hard to stop it.
Desperately. Her harshness with Deirdre, keeping Rowan away.
Yeah.
It was all part of her attempt to break the chain. She admitted she couldn't kill such a small thing when Deirdre was a baby, but later felt she did what I had to do to get Rowan adopted, sent away.
Trying to protect them in her own severe way.
Exactly. From Lasher, from the power itself.
But Rowan, she wants to choose differently.
That's central to her struggle. She fights against the destructive side of her power. She wants to choose healing. She remembers an old woman's words. You can choose. You can break the chain. That becomes her mantra, almost.
The possibility of agency against destiny.
The core conflict. And then there's Michael's chilling realization about Lasher's true goal.
To be human.
And that he needs Rowan's help to do it. This makes Rowan not just the inheritor, but potentially the key to Lasher's centuries-long plan.
So where does that leave them, Michael and Rowan?
They're the new chapter yet unwritten, standing right there, ready to face this massive inherited destiny, armed with their own power, their vulnerability, and their connection to each other.
It's an incredible convergence.
Absolutely. We've traced this line from 17th century France right up to modern New Orleans. Power, tragedy, the constant shadow of Lasher.
And we've seen Michael and Rowan, two very different people, pulled into this complex web, grappling with these extraordinary gifts and this unfolding fate.
This dive really shows how much our identity is tied up in family history, doesn't it? How choices ripple down through generations, and how sometimes seeking knowledge just brings more questions.
That connection between past and present is so strong here.
Definitely. So as Michael and Rowan stand there, ready to restore the house, you have to wonder, what does it really mean to break free? Can you escape a path when this ancient entity is actively trying to use you for its own ends?
And that final thought for you to take away, can love, their powerful connection, truly overcome a plan that's been unfolding for centuries? Or is their love just another part of that predetermined design?